today's Toy Spot, we are having a look at the Takara TOMY Constructicon's Unite Warriors Devasator. We're looking today at Scavenger. Scavenger is not the most interesting of vehicles, although it's pretty cool that he's got the little front scoop going on here. He is, what is he, the fifth Constructicon that we've been looking at over the series of these videos. Speaking of, if you would like to pick this up for yourself, and as well as his other brethren, you can click the link down below and head over to Premium Collectibles. Good site for Transformers and other collectibles, and they also offer international shipping for free, so that's win-win. As for vehicle mode, again, there's really not much to be said for him. He's got the treads, which are the full purple treads, and we've already had a look at Bone Crusher, which, if you remember, had the generation, I think Generation 1 had all green treads, and the Takara release, which we're looking at, had put purple in there, which I'm not crazy about. On the other hand, here, Scavenger is all purple, so it's kind of nice that it breaks it up. For playability, the extra scoop is a nice touch on the top there, that it's full range of motion there. No posability on the actual scoop itself, but you still got full motion for the arm, so I like that. A little small Decepticon logo, very, very small on the cockpit area where the driver would sit. On the underside, you can kind of pretty much see how Scavenger is going to come together. Whenever I thought Scavenger as a kid, I always thought more something that would be animal, or even like an Insecticon would be like a Scavenger. Never really paired up the idea of Scavenger with a Constructicon vehicle. That was just me as a kid. I kind of just thought more animal than anything else. He does have two tires, two wheels on the treads, and then one large tire at the back, one large wheel. Doesn't quite roll the greatest on a fabric surface, but certainly it would, roll a lot easier on a hardwood floor or a hard surface. But vehicle mode, it's not really much to be said. I mean, he's got a couple of peg points on the tops that if you had a couple of the other weapons, for example, just peg those into place, you could actually put a couple of them on there. Like that. Some fit a little bit easier than others depending on what size guns you have, but you can see that he fits two. I don't see any other peg points on him where he can attach the other weapons. You just take those off. Let's go ahead and get this guy transformed to Scavenger. What you want to do is first bring back the scoop. We can go ahead and detach the legs here, or what will be his legs. Just kind of bring those out. And while we're at it, we can basically, you want to just kind of straighten this out, kind of looking like that. Let's go ahead and detach the arms. Oops, I say detach the arms, not completely detach. We don't want to do that. And we want to bring this up, because inside here is his head, which we can just bring out. There we go. Fold around his arms. I want to bring out the shoulders. Hopefully you guys are seeing this. This one ball joint, for some reason, always pops off on me. I don't know, it just doesn't seem like it's thick enough. I don't know, like I might even just take a little bit of like nail polish or something. Just kind of thicken up that ball joint. Like I feel like it's not holding the socket properly. But we can bring up the head, revisit the chest piece. These can come forward. This pegs into place. And then we can go ahead and bring up the arms. Bring out his fists. Let's get his fist going here. And the other fist. This would be an ideal situation if Spot actually had fingernails right now. I always try to trim the fingernails just before reviewing, and then it's always the time, when you first trim those nails, and then you of course need them, and you're like, why? I should have totally been more prepared, and I should not have trimmed the old nails. Now let's go ahead and adjust the legs, and we can get ourselves all set for Bone Crusher. Just bring this forward. And just making sure I've got this just right. Yeah, there's It's just like a little hinge here that can be a little on the tight side. You want to make sure you've detached that. Then straighten out the legs. Make sure that the torso here is lined up. There you go. And then it's just a matter of straightening out the legs. It's almost in the same vein as Bone Crusher. Very much in the same vein. You're just going to still straighten out the feet. Like that. And extend out the other feet. Just straighten those out. At least he doesn't have the awkwardness of what Bone Crusher had, where you actually had to take the two halves, fold them together in the crotch area to give yourself Bone Crusher. Now, I think I've got that. Right. Straighten out the arms. This scoop, you can do really whatever you want with it. Straighten out the legs. And there you've got Bone Crusher. Or actually, no, there you have Scavenger. You can go ahead and give him his blaster. I just picked one of the blasters that came with the set. Put that into his hand. You know, the other thing I didn't actually show you guys with this particular set is the hands. These will fold out, and of course you are going to eventually have Devastator's hands, but right at the moment, what you can also do too is bring up this place, this little peg here. It almost kind of looks like RoboCop's data port, but no, you want to bring that out. Just revisit it, and you can actually give the fists to the Constructicons as well for some added missile launching firepower. Scavenger is a decent looking Decepticon. The lower half purple is it's actually one of my favorite purples, by the way. This type of purple, it's very Joker-like purple. He's fully posable, just like his other Constructicons. Ball joint arms, ball joint head. Doesn't really kind of tip back as much. Tips forward quite well. Rotation, ball joint legs, hinged knees. Yeah, he is very, very posable. Very large too. I don't really have anything scale-wise to compare him against right now, but he is a much larger, I think he would be bigger than even like a deluxe class figure. So I mean, like, individually they're very large, but then imagining how much bigger these are going to be when you get them into Devastator. Speaking of Devastator, let's go ahead and get Scavenger back into vehicle mode. You know, it would almost make more sense for me to actually get them in vehicle mode at the beginning of this review, and then show you the combiner port, or the way that they combine into Devastator first, and then show you the vehicle mode, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and pop the front chest plate out. Move Scavenger's head back into place. Close that up, close shop, and we can just bring the scoop forward. Go ahead and detach the lower torso. There we go. He's very loose, and well, he's very sectional. There's like a lot going on for him until you start putting him back into vehicle mode. And let's just bring that up. Bring that around. There goes that torso. There goes the that section again. And just want to bring this back. He just kind of flies apart from himself, especially that ball joint. Oh, that ball joint's just killing it for me. Let's bring this around. I'll make sure I've got this going the right way here. Let's pop the legs back in, fold up the feet, fold up the feet. There we go. And just want to make sure got that pegged like that. Bring around the front treads. I don't know if it's just specifically mine, but I gotta tell you, like, not that quality is the issue. I don't think quality is the concern here, but I feel like I don't know if there's something issue with the mold, but I just feel like ball joints seem to be popping off too easily on this guy. Like, especially the shoulder ball joints. They they're just coming loose all the time. And I don't know why it's necessarily doing that. All right, now that we're back to square one again, let's remove the treads, bring this section forward. You can also go ahead and rotate it. And in the process, move the scoop back. Bring the treads back. And that's what the other arm's going to look like for Devastator. I like this look for Devastator with the full purple tread. Bone Crusher, on the other hand, I wish was just solid green. I really don't like that they colored the inside purple. That's just my own preference. Scavenger, not one of the worst, but I think transformation-wise, he's better than Bone Crusher. Bone Crusher I just found was a bit of a pain. Scavenger a little bit easier, although you can kind of get a little fiddly, like as you saw in this video, with the shoulder areas, especially those ball joints. I don't know, for some reason, popping off as much as they were. But there you go, guys. Today we're having a look at Scavenger from the Transformers. We're looking at the Unite Warriors Devastator. Again, if you guys are interested in picking this up for yourself, Spot will put the link down below for premium collectibles where I picked up the set for myself. That leaves one Constructicon left, and that would be Hook. After that, we're going to put this together and we're going to get ourselves Devastator. So I hope you stick tuned for that. And thank you for watching as you always do, guys. I'll see you next time.